G'day and welcome to a new podcast for the new year of 2010 for The Point. Firstly, I'd like to say Happy New Year to all our Point viewers and thank you for all the support that you gave me in 2009, and hopefully we can give you some, keep bringing the news for you, the local music news and all the gigs and reviews and that for 2010 for the local scene. There'll be a few hurdles along the way. If you haven't been reading The Point in the last few days, you'll notice a few things there. Just go have a look, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into that tonight. Tonight we're going to reflect on 2009 on The Point. People that want to express what they thought were the best moments of The Point in 2009, and most of the responses were Pinecone Throat, which I expected, and The Point Party. I'll get to both of those a little bit later, but there was a few other ones that I found a little bit more interesting that were a little bit different. Firstly, my partner in crime, my wife Emma, her favourite moment that she described to me was, like, though she liked The Point Party, her favourite moment was actually going to see Tom Cooney back in July. It was like the third or fourth gig that we reviewed, and we just found it was a very interesting and very intimate and laid back sort of performance from Tom, and we really enjoyed it. So if you haven't read that review yet, just go back through the archives and the reviews and read that. It was at the Black Box in July, so it was a little bit sort of coolish weather, but it was just sitting down and watching Tom Cooney on his own doing his singer-songwriter stuff. It was breathtaking. Sorry for using that word, but that's the way I describe it. I don't have any live footage of Tom Cooney for you, unfortunately, but we'll just check a quick snippet of Hold Me Down, which is one of Tom Cooney's songs. So we'll cut to that right now.
Close me in, 'cause I'm tired of watching myself from the hill. Well, I can do whatever I feel, but that doesn't mean that I ever will.
So that was Emma's favourite bit of The Point this year. My mate Rowan, he's put his 2 cents forward too. Of all things that he chose, he actually chose the interview that I did with his brother Cale, who happens to be in the Floating Bridges, which was at Rowan's mate Paulie's birthday party. I don't know if you remember seeing the interview or anything, but Cale was a little bit under the influence, or to quote Rowan, off chops. So look at this and see and just judge. Welcome to another podcast for The Point. We're at Paulie's birthday party, so there's a lot of P's and alliteration and that shit there. Hanging out with the Floating Bridges boys here. We've got Cale. Hello. G's in the background, so's Dale. These guys have just come back from Noosa Community Radio Station with an interview. How'd that go?
Yeah, it went great. We did a little live performance, the colours as well, which was fucking pretty sweet. And yeah,
these guys are pulling big heads, big crowds, lots of busy people down there.
Yeah, it's been a pretty exciting couple of months.
Yeah, you could tell a little bit. It was a fun interview, and everyone was having a good time anyway. So I think that was just Rowan's way of taking the piss out of his brother. So there you go, Ray, you got that one in. Elliot, who's the manager of Panda Panda Panda, and he's also helped out quite a bit in the local music scene up here too. His favourite bit, to quote him, was winning shit at the Point Party. So a quick look at what Elliot got at the Point Party, courtesy of Pinecone Throat.
Oh, this gentleman down here with the glasses. Fucking beautiful, mate. It's you. Come up and get your fucking thongs. Shoes are for fags, mate. Well done.
Man, they're fucking too big for me.
No, mate.
I've got tiny feet.
No, you don't. Don't say that.
Man, you got to frame that shit.
Dudes with tiny feet have huge cocks. And wear really tight pants. Desalination plant going to be placed on the Sunshine Coast. Who said that?
That'd be me again.
Oh, I see. No, fuck, mate. No. You smart. You've got glasses and shit.
So yeah, that was Elliot's favourite bit. That was a pretty funny moment that Pinecone Throat took on, throwing it back at him. So yeah, I enjoyed that as well. On a more sort of warm and fuzzy sort of moment, I actually got a really nice quote from Mick from MIA Entertainment, and basically his favourite moment was when he actually found out about The Point and the support that The Point has shown MIA Entertainment. They produce live at the Rolling Rock shows, and the amount of support I've put in with the local bands, so that really meant a lot. I try and do my best about promoting the local bands around here and getting the news out and supporting the scene and trying to get everyone together, so thanks Mick, I really appreciate that. And quick plug, January 10th, Rolling Rock, you got Morning Glory, some young guys coming up, so support those guys. Rob Stanley, yes, doing his solo performance, and Idle Theory, so that will be a really cool gig. That was a quick plug for Mick. Pinecone Throat had to put in his 2 cents too, and of all things, he chose doing Gravity Blast in his very first interview with Signal the Firing Squad. So, have a look at this.
This gravity blasting stuff. Show the people at home.
Right, age-old question, what is a gravity blast? Right, hoop of the drum, come down nice and flat, don't scoop, don't dig, nice and flat, one hit, lift off again, the other hit. That again is one hit, lift off, like a seesaw.
So let me get this straight. One fucking hit,
on the way down,
and then a fucking lift off.
one on the way up.
So let me get this straight, Ryan. I'm gonna give this a shot now. Let's see how we go. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, of all things, he chose that one, but yeah, it was pretty funny though, and I really dug watching that sort of what he got up to this year. So we'll get into Pinecone Throat in a second. Now, personally for me, I had a lot of memorable moments this year, witnessing new bands come through, like seeing the Floating Bridges start off, and seeing bands like Dunsinane kick in, and there's a lot of other younger bands coming through. That was really cool. And discovering and broadening my own taste in music. Now, normally I listen to sort of the heavier sort of realm, but I don't mind listening to sort of different tastes. But without stating the point, I would never sort of gone out and seen the Vegas City Scandal live, or go and seen the Floating Bridges live, or even gone out to that Sunshine Coast Hip Hop night I mentioned last podcast. So without the point, I wouldn't have noticed any of that sort of music, and I'm really grateful for that. But of all things, my favourite bit of the point this year was actually taking the piss out of Rowan Nitschke whenever I mention his name. So we'll just do a quick montage of how many times I did that. I heard Rowan Nitschke's new demo track, went and celebrated Rowan, my mate Rowan's birthday. So he was playing. I do know that Rowan Nitschke's playing at the Music Cafe. So yeah, there's more of that to come. Don't you worry, Rowan. Okay, so now we're just going to do a quick montage of the Point Party. I'm going to just flick through it of all the performances that were there, a bit of Pinecone Throat and that sort of stuff too. So if you don't know what the Point Party was, it was held on November 28th this year, just to celebrate 6 months at the Point, and to say thank you to all the artists that have been involved, and a few bands turned up. And it was a nice intimate setting. I put on some beer and some pizza, and the bands did some acoustic performances, apart from Rob Stanley, who did a full-on rendition of Green Surf, which was just awesome. So we're just going to do a quick montage of that now.
Are you afraid to die? But in the morning you would seem strange to sad and sorrowless inside ourselves. It does have no way have to be.
If he keeps trying to pull that shit, I'm gonna have to knock the motherfucker out right now. I said I really wish I had some milk shoes. I got walking on blue. Really wish I had some milk shoes. I got walking on blue.
Want to give Pinecone a little cuddle too? Get your mitts in there. They're a little bit big for you, but you... Yeah, I did. I said pluggers are fucking sweet.
To leave it.